What's up, everybody, and welcome to HTTP's Digital Inclusion Summit. My name is CJ Johnson, and I'm an award-winning content creator, startup advisor, and I'm here to walk you through some things. Tech and telecommunications policy is the new frontier for civil rights. Today's program is all about diverse communities coming together to raise our voices and engage our communities in these important discussions. We invite you to join the conversation today on Twitter and on Instagram using the hashtag HTTP Inclusion, and by following HTTP on both platforms at HTTP_policy. If you're on Instagram, we also have some awesome stickers. So let me show you how to make all of these work. First, you want to make sure that you have downloaded the Jiffy app on your phone. Fun fact, Jiffy is integrated and powers all of your GIFs on your Facebook, your iPhone, and on Instagram. Now that you have it installed on your phone, head over to Instagram, start an Instagram story just like you normally would. Click on the top kind of square smiley face, then select the GIF button, and then type in HTTP inclusion and you will see all of the stickers. Feel free to spread the word and add them to your Instagram stories. And remember to tag us at HTTP_policy. All right, now you guys are all set. I'll be checking in on you on Twitter and Instagram and reposting some of my favorite posts of the day. Enjoy the program, and I will see you all at the live happy hour immediately following today's program. If you have already signed up, you will receive a link to join soon, and if you haven't already, visit digitalinclusionsummit.org and register to attend. I will see you soon.
Welcome. My name is Brent Wilkes, and I'm the chairman of the Hispanic Telecommunications and Technology Partnership. And I'm delighted to welcome you to our Digital Inclusion Summit, which is our effort to make sure that we talk about issues pertaining to the Latino community and the efforts of HTTP to ensure that we are participants in the digital economy. I'm really excited to tell you a little bit about the history of HTTP because we started many years ago on the belief that it's so important for Latinos to be represented on the policy matters that really deal with digital inclusion, with access to broadband, and with ensuring that Latinos are able to fully participate in the new economy. The reason why we thought this was incredibly important is because at the time that HTTP was started, the Latino community had one of the highest labor force participation rates in the country, still does, and yet the inclusion in the digital economy was lacking. And our concern was that as the country increasingly relies on a digital workforce, it's going to be more and more important for Latinos to be full participants in this economy. And so we wanted to stake out some priorities that would really help Latinos gain access to the internet, to be able to develop the next generation of apps and internet content, and to be full participants in this economy in terms of having positions, ownership positions within companies that are digital companies, but also in the employment base. And so this was really the main focus of HTTP since its beginning. And because it's a broad-based coalition that includes many of the largest Latino organizations in the country, we think we've got a really strong pulse on the needs of the Latino community. So over the years, we've had incredible amounts of success in terms of staking out positions that we consider to be pro-Latino and in support of the Latino community's efforts to get online. And I think now more than ever, the work that we're doing is increasingly important, certainly because of COVID-19 and how it's impacted Latino communities and African-American communities across the country, both in terms of an over-indexing and catching this disease, but also because so many people who find themselves out of work opportunities are in the Latino and African-American communities. And so what we feel is really critically important is that this digital inclusion effort now is more important than ever, especially as we see tech companies grabbing an ever larger share of the economy. we want to make sure that Latinos are fully included in this, in these opportunities that are being created by the tech industry. And for that reason, we think the work that HTTP is doing is extremely important. So really excited that we're kicking off the Digital Inclusion Summit. And I wanted to introduce to you an extraordinary gentleman, Alejandro Roark, who has been the executive director of HTTP for the past few years and is doing an amazing job helping us to really help position the Latino community on these very important policy matters, but also making sure all of our organizations are part of the effort to help include and ensure that there's diversity within the technology space. So without further ado, please welcome Alejandro Roark.
Thank you, Brent, and thank you to everyone who has registered and who is tuning in live from across the country. Our inaugural Digital Inclusion Summit is an expression of our organizational values and our collaborative approach to ensuring that as technology continues to transform every aspect of our lives, it isn't also one intentionally embedding the cultural and systemic inequalities of the past. Our goal today is to spark meaningful dialogue about how Latino, Black, rural, and Indigenous communities of color are impacted by the policy decisions that are made both at the corporate level and by Congress, and to use this moment, which is defined by a global health crisis, to establish a baseline of understanding as a springboard towards establishing the people's policy agenda for an inclusive tech future that ensures that every person, regardless of age, gender, ability, race, orientation, zip code, or country of origin is able to fully participate and benefit from our 21st century economy. For those of you who might not yet be familiar with the work of Hispanic Technology and Telecommunications Partnership, HTTP is a CEO roundtable of 16 of the country's oldest and largest Latino civil rights organizations who work in coalition to support the social, political, and economic advancement of over 50 million Americans of Latino descent by facilitating access to high-quality education, economic opportunity, and effective healthcare through the use of technology tools and resources. Today's program features highlights from conversations with digital inclusion advocates, policymakers, regulators, and thought leaders, and shines a light on important blind spots and opportunities in our national tech and telecommunications policy debate. Full versions of these conversations are available right now by visiting httppolicy.org/rewind. Like CJ mentioned, we invite all of you to join the conversation on Twitter and Instagram by liking, sharing, and commenting on these full-length clips using the hashtag HTTPinclusion. As we begin our program, I want to take a moment to recognize our underwriting partners and the leadership of HTTP member organizations and our executive board who are simulcasting this event, and to our mission-aligned partners featured throughout the program for your help in making today's virtual event possible. Thank you all for your support, your ongoing partnership, and thank you all for being here today. We look forward to hearing from each of you, both online and in person, during our live after show immediately following today's simulcast. Welcome, and I hope you enjoyed today's program.
This year's been tough, but I don't know, it's given me a lot of time to learn new skills through the internet.
I've been joining more classes during lockdown. I taught myself how to play guitar online.
I'm doing an internship.
I created a small nonprofit foundation.
So when people ask,
how is schoolwork going to be turned in?
how will I continue studying?
How are we going to do this online?
I feel like I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for anything.